السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. It is a great pleasure for me to be here again. I think about 5-6 years ago, when we have this beautiful masjid we have in the small house, right? MashaAllah. And this is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you have this beautiful masjid. And this is part of the da'wah. You know, in Allah Jameel yuhibbul jamal. Allah is beautiful and love beauty. You know, we would like to build our house, beautiful house, right? But Allah's house has to be more beautiful than our house. The topic today is I call 5 M's. That's in Arabic. I start from the word mim. Al-muraqabah, al-muhasabah, al-mu'ahada, al-mu'aqabah, and al-mujahada. So 5. So when you go home, remember this. Right? We talk one by one. But before we start, because this is the key of success, especially for our children. You know, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned many times the dua of Prophet Ibrahim. He was old, but he never gave up. What is dua? Rabbi habli minas salihin. Allah grant me a righteous son. And then Zakaria, right? Rabbi la tadarni fardan wa anta khairul warithin. Allah, don't, leave me alone with our children. And both of them, they are old now, 90, and they know their wife is barren, couldn't deliver a baby. But they continue. Why is it? What did he has? He have company? He have a lot of money? So nobody will take care of the company, their money? No. Because they worry. If I'm dying, who will continue the Risalah? That's their worry. And this should be our worry. Even in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. Remember when his Lord did test Ibrahim, and he passed the test, right? So what the test of Ibrahim? Lord, put him in the fire. Did he say, oh God, Islam is good, but fire is too hot, right? And then he was in the desert. Allah said, Ibrahim, you have to start khitan, circumcise. He's 80 years old. If you and me were going to say, he's too old, I will start with my son. That's not Ibrahim. He tried to find something, but also he has excuse. There's no knife. He found al-qudum, a bone of donkey, and tried to chop it. Imagine Ibrahim. And then after Allah gave him a baby, Allah said, Ibrahim, bring the baby into the desert. Fi wadin ghayri zara'in. Sister, what happened if your son, your daughter didn't come home 1 hour after school? You text message, Daddy, what's happening? You worry. No, he left behind in desert. There's no water, nothing. Right? And then when the baby is growing up, cute, and he loved him so much, Allah said what? Kill him. That's Ibrahim. He could say, Ya Allah, why? I was waiting for a long time, right? But not Ibrahim. Ibrahim never asked why. And he could take a knife and stab him when he was sleeping. No, he called his son. Why did he call his son? Because he made dua. Rabbi habli minas salihin. Oh Allah, grant me a righteous son. So he wanted to know if Allah accept my dua. Is my son righteous or not? So therefore, sister, don't ask Allah for baby. Allah give me the righteous one. Because if not, oh man, I wish I don't have this baby. Make me headache, right? righteous man. Right? He said, Fandur mada taro. Son, what do you think? No, if you call your son, I'm sorry son, I have to kill you. What your son going to say? Dad, are you lost your mind? Or you call 911? Right? And you could also, he said, okay dad, just kill me. No. He said, Ya abati fa'al ma tu'mar. Or dad, do what Allah command you to do. What does it mean? Dad, this is not your command. Not my mom command, not my command. It's Allah command. You don't need my opinion. Subhanallah. So, Aban Ibrahim did pass all the tests. Allah SWT, Inni ja'iluka linnasi imama. Ibrahim, you are the imam now. You are the role model. So Allah gave him certificate. Ibrahim always, when Allah gave something, the first thing he did, he thanked Allah SWT. But here what he said? Ala wa min dhurriyati. How about my sons, my daughters, my grandson, my granddaughters, my progeny? He's all concerned. Okay, I'm imam now, I'm the leaders, right? But how about my kid? Subhanallah. Allah said, La yanalu ahdi zalimin. This certificate will not give to the wrong door. Yes, among his grandchildren, Bani Israel, Quraysh, many of them, they are wrong doors. Right? So Allah rejected his dua. Then he make dua again. Rabbi jal hadha baladan amina. Allah, make this city of Makkah amina, secure. Yeah. He's very smart, Ibrahim alayhi salam. You know, we look at, we have masjid, we came here freely because we have security. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Wa amanahum min ju'. Yeah. You don't know the blessing of this security, you live in peace, you go to Syria now. There are many places. And then said, Warzuq alo min ath-thamarat, and provide the people with the fruits. Right? But Ibrahim, he wanted that risky only for the believer. Man amana minhum billahi wal yawmil akhir. For those who believe in Allah and the last day. Allah said, Ibrahim, rizki not your business. Qala wa man kafar. Abu Jahal too, Abu Lahab, everybody, Muslim, non-Muslim, I will give whatever they want. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, when the story Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ibrahim, one of the Ibrahim's hobby was, he loved guests. If there are no guests 3 days, he feels sad. Not like us, no guests, alhamdulillah. 3 days, no guests. He was making barbecue. The man passed by, oh, it's good. Come. But before he eat, he asked him, are you Muslim? He said, no. Get you out. Ibrahim kicked him out. And he left. And Allah sent Jibreel alayhi salam. Ibrahim, why did you kick him out? Because he's not Muslim. You know, Allah sent me to tell Ibrahim, that this man has been worshipping the idols for 70 years. I am a God, never stop to provide him. I give him everything, what he need. The food, the water, the oxygen. Right? So Ibrahim run. Call him back, hey, come eat. So why you kick me out before? He said, because Allah blamed me because of you. What did he say? He said, you worship that idols, he never give you nothing. Right? And I refused you, we just only want one lunch. The man said, Inna Rabbaka la Rahim, la Buddha an yu'bad. He said, your Lord is so merciful. He is worthy to be worshipped. Right? So Allah SWT did rejected Ibrahim dua twice. He want all his children to be good Muslim. Allah said after them. He won't rizki only for the believer. Allah said, not your business. Did he give up? No. The next ayah, وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَائِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Remember when Ibrahim rebuilt the Kaaba. Allah, accept from us and from my son Ismail. It means, Allah, if not all my children accept my son. Why Ibrahim did make dua here? I ask question now. What is the best time to make dua? After you do something good, right? You pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah happy with you, then you make dua. So therefore in Arafat, Lailatul Qadr, right? Because you're doing something good. What Ibrahim bring here? Building Kaaba. So he took opportunity. So therefore, he said, Inna lillahi lanafahat. Allah has a breeze. You know this fan? If you are hot, alhamdulillah, we have AC. But it's not AC because when you turn on, right? And to get the wind, what do you have to do? You have to be closer, right? So you get the breeze. So Allah always send the breeze. He said, فَتَعَرَّضُ لَهَا. Look for it. Seek for it. Right? There is nafahat amma, general nafahat, breeze. You know, and one of them, the night of 4. You know, this Allah's breeze not go to everywhere. You know, if Obama come to the city, where Obama stay? In your house? No. In the special place, right? So when Allah send the breeze and the night of power, where Allah send this breeze? The masjid. وَالْآكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. So where Rasulullah was stay in the masjid because he want to get the hadith continue. If you get that breeze, you will feel something that unbelievable. Suddenly you feel peace and happy, and you feel close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I give example in the physical world. You know, sometimes you carry something that after you did it, wow, oh, I did it. For someone in emergency, right? Or what you call, is it possible you can jump to that? And then you did it. Like Indonesian general, when the communists took over the government, his name Abdul Haris Nasution. And the communists going to kill him, and he ran, and he jumped into the wall. And when he came back after a few weeks, how did I do that? That's nafahat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you give. But in physical, give to everybody. Muslim, non-Muslim. Sometimes you do something like miracle. But in the spiritual, Allah only gives to people who look for it, who work hard for it. So therefore, in last time of Ramadan, what you do? You work hard, right? You pray all night, you cry, you read Quran, you do Qiyamul Layl to get that breeze. You know, one time in 27th of Ramadan in Medina, and people were making sujood, and the heavy rain came falling down. You know, Medina has no roof on that time, so masjid was flat, was wet. Anas bin Malik, who reported the hadith, he said, I raised my head and I saw the Prophet still making sujood. So I continue, and then he felt something like so happiness, like light everywhere. Until the rain stopped, the Rasulullah raised his head, make the tashahhud and salam. And Anas took a jacket. Rasulullah, I said, no, they will dry soon. Yeah, Anas, they know what happened a few hours ago. If Allah opened the curtain, you will see the angels falling down. That's the night of power, the breeze. Yeah. But the breeze also can become the nafa Allah by doing something big effort. Like maybe because you kind to your parent, right? You show the food to your parent, you make them happy. Like Musa alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, who will be my friend in Jannah? Musa asked Allah, Who'll be what? My friend in Jannah. Said, tomorrow go to the market and look at the last one in the corner. And he went there. He found a butcher. People selling meat. This will be your friend. After he finished, he going home. He said, "Can I join with you?" "Oh, come." So Musa come in, and then he said, "Just wait for a while." So Musa, he saw this man go up a little bit, and he carried like a lady, like to the restroom, and then came out and feed her. And then Musa, he saw the lady was whispering, like half hour, and the man came down and said, "I'm sorry, I left you alone. I have to take care of this lady." "Who's this lady?" "Is my mom." He said, "Oh, she has been paralyzed for 10 years, to have to take care of everything." "What did he say?" She was whispering. "My mom, very funny." He said, "Every day I did something good for her. Say, Ya Allah, don't let my son die before he see Musa alayhi salam." He said, "I am Musa." Subhanallah. So Allah give this nafha, breeze, because it's kindness. And you could do also. You can make somebody happy. So happy. And because of this happiness, and people remove all difficulties, Allah give you breeze to you. Right? I forget today in khutbah I mentioned for your sister. In America it says husband and wife, they love one another. And one day, there is in the area where they live, there's a disease spread. They affect the skin. If you have it, you become ugly. So a lot of people, they're affected with this disease. So one day, that lady looked at the mirror, "Oh no, it's me." Start to have some bruise. So she worried. She went to her husband, said, "Honey, if that happened to me, do you still love me?" So "Don't worry, honey, I will love you whatever happened to you." But her husband, that she did not believe him. The next day, husband went outside, and then he came back, had accident, and the husband became blind. And his wife in between happy and sad. Sad because my husband blind now. Happy why? So he will not see her ugliness. So they lived together for 5 years. And then because of the disease, and the wife died. Right? So the husband, the blind husband, joined the funeral. And after finished all the funeral, everybody left. And he said to the one who always lead him, "I'm going home." So, "What? You are blind, man. You know where's your home?" I said, "No, I was not blind. I just want to make my wife happy." Oh, right? Can you find a husband like that? Yeah. So that's Ibrahim alayhi salam. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah accept his dua because Allah didn't answer. Khalas, right? Rabbana taqabbal minna. When he knew Allah accept, Ibrahim continue as again. Rabbana waj'alna muslimaini lak wa min dhurriyyatina ummatan muslimah. More and more. Alhamdulillah. And then he make dua, and Allah answer after 7,000 years. Rabbana wab'ath fihim rasula minhum. Allah sent among them, a messenger. And who's this messenger? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Ibrahim very, very genius. He said among them. Among them, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never ever send the messenger except among the people. That's not foreigner. This is very important. Our children, if you did teach them, they are better than us. They didn't have slang. They know about baseball, football, about baseball, about anything, about America. They'll be relevant. Why Allah put Musa alayhi salam with Fir'aun? Because Allah is going to send Musa to Fir'aun. So he has to know the culture. So therefore, when Fir'aun asked them to have competition about the magic, and said, "Musa, what the best day for that?" Qala yawmuz zina, like July 4th, like Independence Day. How did Musa know? That's why people all gather, right? So our children, when you teach them, they become pioneer. They can talk to American, and they are better than us. But be careful if you're not. If you teach your children, you don't teach your children. You teach the next generation. Because if your children become Hafid, for example, or he have knowledgeable, he know. What happened? Our children, if you teach them now, and you are stick with them, they will be more stick than you. Because they know what's going on in high school, they didn't know, nothing. Right? So therefore in their judgment, the Quran said, وَمَنْ صَلَحَ مِنْ آبَائِهِمْ وَذُرِّيَّاتِهِمْ Allah will gather together the father. For example, if you are from India, who the first one become Muslim among your grandfather? Because Indonesian used to be what? Hindus. So you meet that the first grandfather become Muslim. Subhanallah. Oh, this one. Yeah. And then you die, you left behind a righteous son, and then Allah got together, he said, son, who's this? That's your grandson, Dad. That's your no, continue. Subhanallah. So therefore in the Quran said, وَنَكْتُبُ مَا قَدَّمُوا وَآثَارَهُمْ Allah said, we record what did you do. Every day you send email to Allah. Email. مَا قَدَّمُوا So when you die, you see your email. Oh, good email, bad email is there. And you cannot erase it. Yeah. Maybe your email not enough to bring you to Jannah. But Allah said, وَآثَارَهُمْ and what you left behind. The masjid, the hospital you build, right? But what the best one? The best investment? Your children. That's the best. Every time they make dua, in their judgment, not the father and mother surprised. I said, Allah, I not deserve this. He get, for example, Jannah Firdaus. Yes, because of your son, your daughter, they MSA, they do da'wah, they active in the masjid, they make dua for you. That's your ranking. Right? Subhanallah. You close your eyes. Whatever you do now, your parents, they see it. You are here today, they know it. Oh, alhamdulillah. My son, my daughter here. The Prophet said, La tuhzinu mawtakum. Don't make people who died feel sad. Rasulullah, how? Bisu'i a'malikum. Because of the evil of your deed. Right? So this is the very, very important, that you really take care of your children and the best investment for you. Yeah? So I had to do that. I will mention about 5M. The first one is muraqabah. Al-muraqabah. Muraqabah means watching over oneself. In Arabic, the tower in the airport, they call tower. What do you call it? Control? Tower what?
Traffic control tower.
Yeah, control tower. They call Burjul Muraqib. From that you can see all the airplane take off and all that. That's muraqabah in Arabic. Yeah? That means you have feeling Allah is always with you. Allah is watching you. That's muraqabah. Yeah? So therefore Rasulullah, when he wake up in the morning, before before tahajjud, he said, Allahumma innaka tasma'u kalami, wa tara makani, wa ta'lamu sirri, wa alaniyati, wa la yakhfa alayka shay'un min amri. Allah, you hear my voice. You see my place. You know everything about me. Yeah? American, most of them, they are good. They are honest. They are truthful. But that's not based on muraqabah, that Allah watching them. Based on habit. Based because the rule here is really tough. Right? But if there's opportunity, sometimes they do, not supposed to. Like in 1972, in New York City, the light is off. What happened? The FBI, they investigated. They made an investigation. Everybody did steal. The lawyer did steal, take document, the doctor, people on the market, they did steal jewelry and everything. Why is it? There's no light. There's opportunity. Husband, wife, sometimes the husband go to New York and his wife far away. He can do whatever he wants. Right? But if you have this muraqabah, this Allah is watching you, doesn't matter. There's light, no light. Right? Subhanallah. So therefore there's a story. Everybody know, okay, but there's a man by name Abdullah bin Mubarak among the Tabi'in. Abdullah bin Mubarak. If you read who's the famous, the righteous, the Abid, the Zahid among the Tabi'in, always said Abdullah bin Mubarak. So his father is Mubarak. And Mubarak not scholars, not alim, he's gardener. His master asked him to take care of one of the garden. After maybe 1 year, the master came and called Mubarak. Mubarak, can you give me fruit? The sweet one. So Mubarak picked up the fruit and gave to him. And he tasted, it was sour. Mubarak, I asked the sweet one, you give the sour one. And he went again. And he gave the fruit again, it's sour. 3 times. So what's the matter with you? You know the difference between sweet and sour? No. Why? Because I never tasted. What? And he asked people, employ this? Yes. I never see Mubarak eat it. I said, why? Because when you sent me here, you told me, Mubarak, please take care of my garden, not eat it. Subhanallah. Can you find a gardener like that? Right. So he looked at him and said, Mubarak, ask question. I have a daughter. She's Hafidah. She's mashallah, her religion is very strong. She's pretty. A lot of people want to marry my daughter. But I'm worried. To whom do you think I have to give my daughter? And he said, look, the Jews marry mostly for the wealth. The Christian for beauty, for pretty. And during Muhammad's time, people marry for deen and akhlaq. Now people marry for wealth and position. It's up to you. And I said, look, I think no one fit for my daughter except you. Yeah. Because you have these two. Ad-deen and akhlaq. Good character. He said, ask first your daughter. And no, if you have a daughter now, would you like to give to the gardener? Yeah? Subhanallah. And the daughter, because a good daughter, said that they have two, they have deen wal akhlaq. They married. And from that marriage, who came out? Abdullah bin Mubarak. Subhanallah. Yeah. There's another scholar, his name Abdullah Tastari. He always istiqamah since he was young. Somebody asked him, how are you able to be this istiqamah? He said, when I was 4 or 5 years old, my uncle, his sheikh, did teach me the words. He said, Abdullah, read this dhikr every day before sleep, 7 times. You know, Allahu ma'i, Allahu nadirun ilayya, Allahu shahidi. Allahu ma'i, Allah is with me. Allahu nadirun ilayya, Allah look at me. Allahu shahidi, Allah is my witness. What the first one? Allahu ma'i. Allahu nadirun ilayya, Allah look at me. Allahu shahidi. Put that in the room of your son, your daughter. I did put it. And every day I asked my son, daughter to read this. And he said, when I was 4 or 5, I just memorizing. Right? But when I was 8, 9, you know, everything I'm going to lie to my father, said to me, Allahu ma'i. Allah with me, Allah look at me. That's what is affecting now. Yeah. So, you know something, we as parents, we don't know that the power of the word, the power of hadith. Right? There's a book, if you find the book is good, called 200 Hadith. There's a Muslim, he have a neighbor. His neighbor have 3 daughters. And she wanted her daughter to be istiqamah. They are Christian. You know, single mother. So, because he saw the Muslim neighbor is good, do you have something that I can relate to my daughter? So the Muslim, he have a hadith, Bukhari, 20 volumes. So he tried to pick hadith and give to her. What she did, before they go to school and before she go to work, they used to eat breakfast together. I said, okay, before we eat, we'll read this. So he related hadith. So after 6 months passed, she found that her daughter different than other daughters. They have something that hold to it. So she asked this Muslim. She said, whose word this? I mean, Plato, Aristotles, he's not the Greek philosopher. No, it's Muhammad. Thank you, that's good, give me more. After 2 years, that mother became Muslim. So the brother, he couldn't believe that he didn't do it to his family, right? The power of put something in your room. You find good word, because in Egypt, anybody from Egypt here? Very good. In Egypt, when you send your son to be doctor, the first year in university they call Dr. Ali, Dr. Muhammad, Dr. Ali. In New York, they call Dr. Muhammad Al-Qadi. I became doctor because my mom put in my rooms, my dorm room, Dr. Muhammad Qadi. So I said, oh man, I have to be doctor. The word is effect, kid, from the beginning. Yeah? Another way to establish al-muraqabah, the awareness of our children, they are Allah with you, Allah watching you. What the children like? The children didn't like too much the lecture, right? Don't give lecture to children. And when you talk to the children, don't too long. He will listen to you and then he talk to his friend. Oh man, my mom talk too much, man. Right? But the children like what? Like the story, right? Tell a story. For example, the story. I remember, when I was 6 years old in school, I never forget that. Teacher talk about the chicken. There's a teacher, he loved one of his students. So why you love him so much? You want to know? He said, yes. So the next day he asked all his students, about 40 students, to slaughter a chicken. So he gave him chicken, and they went home. The next day everybody brought dead chicken. So he asked one by one, then what is the story? What did you slaughter it? In jungle. Nobody see it, nobody see me. How about you in restroom? Everybody went one place that nobody see them. Only the student he loved him so much. He brought a live chicken. Why you didn't slaughter it? I couldn't. Everywhere I go, he always see me. He said, who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See, I told you. Yeah? Another story, remember, Abdullah bin Umar, he went to the village and he saw a shepherd and he said, can I buy one of the sheep? I'm sorry, sir, it's not mine. He says, whose? You want to my master. Don't worry, he want to test him. Tell your master, there's a wolf came and ate one of the sheep. What the answer of the young boy? I said, Ya Sayyid, fa'ain Allah. Where is Allah? If my master didn't see me, it's Allah, Allah see him. And Abdullah bin Umar was so happy. He said, where is your master? So he brought to his master. It is your slave? He said, yes, I want to buy your slave. So he did buy it. And then he said, I want to buy all his sheep. He did buy it. And he said to the young boy, this is the price of muraqabah. You are free and you get this. This in dunya and later in akhirah. Subhanallah. And this story for us, but for children will keep in the mind. Old story, my father, the reason I don't want to disrespect my father, story about one of the Sahabi. He couldn't say La ilaha illallah, remember that? When he going to die. That's end up in my mind. Yeah. Last time I came here, I told a story about the, what you call, young girl. A young boy. His name was Ahmad, second grade year. The teacher asked all students to write, what do you want to be when you are older? Everybody thought, I want to be engineer, to be doctor, to be a pilot, to be everything. And that Muslim student, he said, I want to be a Sahabi. You know that? Of course, she's, this American lady didn't, after 9/11, she didn't like Islam. But he saw this Ahmad is, mashallah, is good akhlaq, polite. So he called Ahmad, come here. What is Sahabi? What Sahabi mean? Sahabi. What do you mean? Sahabi. In America, if the teacher found something strange with the student, they call the mother, the parent. So they call the parent, and alhamdulillah, the sister from Syria. Anybody from Syria here? He's from Syria. She picked up the phone and said, ma'am, can I ask you a question? What does Sahabi mean? Why you asked me the question? Because he said, your son wants to be a Sahabi. And she's a good mother, said, ma'am, I cannot explain about Sahabi unless you come to my house. Can you come on weekend? And she came. What the first thing she did? She cooked all type of food. So therefore, when we invite non-Muslim to the masjid, don't give lecture first. Cook biryani. American, they like that. If MSA invited me to the campus, I said, invite me in the lunchtime. Tell him, free lunch. American came and said, oh, it's free. Right? You have to attract them. The first thing Rasulullah do da'wah to his family, what? Invite for dinner. Remember that? The first thing, وَأَنْذِرْ أَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ, invite Abu Jahl, everybody, for dinner in house. But only one plate. With 35 people on the table. Abu Jahl is laughing, Muhammad, this is the food, it is. One plate. But Rasulullah want to show the miracle. One plate enough for everybody. This is the beginning of a miracle Rasulullah want to show them. Yeah? So the first thing, she cooked the food. After it finished, he bring her tea. And she said that, look, before I talk about the Sahaba, I need to talk about the Medina, the city of Rasulullah. She's talk about Rasulullah, and then start about Bilal, Suhaib, right? So this American teacher said, why? I wonder, they are great, great people. Why you son to be like them? Right? So from that time, the relationship between the teacher and the mother is very good. After 9 months, she became Muslim. The teacher became Muslim. When Jum'ah magazine, he knew about the story, the Jum'ah magazine interviewed the mother. How your son is proud to be Sahabi. If you ask your son, no, what do you want to be? Batman, Superman, Ronaldo, Messi, right? Because they what they know. And the mother said, when my son Ahmad, he was 5, 4, before sleep, I used to relate the story, right? Every night. And the kid liked the story. Yeah, it's very, very important. No, it's not difficult. No excuse, right? You can go to the Sheikh Google, Sheikh Yahoo, just put Bilal, whatever story you want, you can relate to them. Or sometimes you have small ta'alim at home, and you give them project. As your son, you have to search, I want to talk a story about this and this. Just 5 minutes for them. And they are proud sometimes. Dad, I found about Bilal. Okay, you read it. After Salah. Because home have to be place like masjid, like school. Right? So that's the first one. What do you call one? Al-Muraqabah. You have awareness Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with you. Yeah? The second one is Al-Muhasabah. Al-Muhasabah means reviewing, assessing, and evaluating one action. That is very, very important. If you have business, you have accounting, right? You have accounting? Yeah. Somebody have to take care of everything. Because if not, you didn't know you get profit or not. Right? That's the word hisab come from. Hasibu qabla an to hasabu, Imam Khattab said. Call for account before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu attaqullah wal tandur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad. You believe, have taqwa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let every soul think about what? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, not Saturday. Right? Capital T. The next life. So what difference between us and non-believer? We always think about what? There's three people. One always think about the past. There's Indian. Not Indian from India, Indian American. They always cry about the past. And the other ones just think about now. Like Nike. What Nike advertising? Just do it. So don't worry, man. Just do it. We Muslim always akhirah oriented. Everything we do, we always. The Prophet said what? Al-kayyisu man dana nafsahu wa amila ma ba'da al-maut. A smart person, he always evaluate himself, condemn himself when he do something wrong, and always what? Do something for tomorrow. Yeah. So therefore, Imam bin Khattab, he used to take a stick before sleep, and he's like, what do you do today? What did you do today? Can you do tonight? What my ass did today, what my tongue did today. Right? Yeah. Because if not, oh, you thought I'm going Jannah khalas. No, we have to evaluate. Yeah. Do I do my duty? I'm a husband now. Did I give my wife right? My children right? You as wife, did you get my husband right? Right? Because everybody have right. Did I give the community right? Right? Did I do something for this deen? I lived for 30 years in America. How many become Muslim? Or at least how many people know about Islam? Because Allah will question you. Maybe your friend that in the office with you every day, they will drag you in their judgment. Even your children can drag you. And the hadith said, Lord parent, they are about to get to Jannah because he made hard. He did a good. So in the judgment, when Allah going to bring him to hellfire, Allah said, wait. I don't want to go alone. I want to give my parent too. And Allah called the parent. Parent came. And then the parent was, I feed you, I clothe you, I brought you up. Yes, but you never wake me up in the morning for Fajr. You don't care about my religion. Right? What the Quran said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. So therefore your children can become your enemies if you don't be careful in this life. Yeah. So the first one what? Al-muraqabah. Second one? Al-muhasabah, reviewing. Right? The Prophet said at least 4 areas we have to do muhasabah. Because the Prophet said, La tazulu qadama abdin hatta yus'alu an arba. No one will enter Jannah hellfire before Allah asks 4 questions. What is the first one? An umrihi fima afna, about your age, your life. How much Allah gives you? 90, 60. Allah said, how did you spend it? You know the word umur? Umur in Arabic means prosperity. Umur. Ta'amir. Umur. Right? That's the word umur. So therefore, one of men, he was 70. The Khalifa asked, how old are you? 10. Don't joke with me. Laugh at me. You are old. He said, I only came back to Allah 10 years ago. That's my umur. Before that, it's not umur. It's not my age. Yeah? The Prophet said, khairukum man tala umruhu wa hasuna amaluhu. The best among you have long life and lot of good deed. So when Allah gives you extra life, this is opportunity. Don't waste it. Talha, one of the Sahaba, he saw 2 men became Muslim. Almost the same age and the same time. And they become Muslim for 10 years. MashaAllah, they did very good job as a Muslim. They do jihad and all. One of them died in the battle, shaheed. Second one, they died on the bed, literal death. He had a dream. The dream, the judgment happened. And then people on the gate of Jannah, the angel came out, and they call. The first one is the one who died later, 1 year later, not Shahid, dead on the bed. You come. And then after a while he called the one who died Shahid. And the angel said to Talha, you are not yet, wait. And he woke up. Wow. He couldn't believe. You know what's the reward of dead as Shahid? The first blood comes from his body, Allah forgive all his sin. And Allah going to give a crown. And one of jewel of the crown better than dunya what in it. And they were free for the punishment of the grave. This is the honor Allah gives to the Shaheed. And Allah will give him to give shafa to 70 people among his family and friends. But now, the second one go Jannah first. He told the Sahaba, I said, let's go to Rasulullah. She went to Rasulullah. And he told the story. But Rasulullah said, isn't the second one, he got extra Ramadan? You understand? The one who died later, he have what? One more Ramadan. Subhanallah. This Ramadan, he was successful, I think, they believe. Subhanallah. This level. You know, if you and me, maybe you didn't care, right? Because both go to Jannah, right? The Sahaba, no. They want to have high level. They want to be the first one to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first one to meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Remember when Rasulullah said, the 70,000 people will enter Jannah and their face like moon. One Sahaba Uqash said, Rasulullah, make me one of them. Right? I said, yeah, okay, you too. He saw us. He get ticket now. Right? That's the Sahaba. So that's the first age. What is the second one? Allah will ask question. Wa an shababi, your body, your youth. How did you spend it? Right? And then your wealth. How did you get it? How you spend it? Right? So therefore, Rabbi Adawiyah, one day she was eating. He was 8 years old with his parent, and he about to put the morsel and he stopped it like this. Rabia, why? You don't like the food? I said, Dad, you were not able to escape from hellfire if this food from haram. The father is surprised and very happy. He said, honey, if there is no way to get the food except from haram, what do you have to do? It's okay, Dad. Inshallah, we'll be patient from hunger and thirst in this life. Yeah, be careful with whatever you eat. And what the last one? Allah will ask. Knowledge. But knowledge. How many times you attend the halaqah? You attend the Jummah? Right? So what's al-muraqabah? Al-muhasabah. Yeah? And then al-mu'ahada. Al-mu'ahada. Making commitment. Renew your oath with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's the oath? What's the agreement between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? In Surah Araf, when we are in the world of spirit, before we come to this dunya, Allah call us. Alastu bi rabbikum. Am I not your Lord? And we said, Bala, yes. That means, Ya Allah, when I live in Ontario, I'm promised I'm going to worship you. I'm going to do this and this and this. So therefore, when you pray, you renew your oath, right? He said, Iyaka na'budu, you alone we worship. Allah said to the angel, this is the agreement between me and myself. So if somebody didn't pray, what did it mean? He broke the oath, the agreement with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? So we have to always to renew. When you make dhikr, when you do dawah, that means you renew. Right? So the first is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also we have covenant between husband and wife. You know what the bond Allah put in the Quran between husband and wife? Mithaq. Mithaqan ghalido. The word mithaq, agreement, Allah only used between what? Allah and Bani Israel. وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. And Allah put also mithaq between what? Husband and wife. So be careful. So whatever happened, try to keep together. Right? And don't play with the word divorce. Because some husband, they want to show the, right? And have funny story. One Indonesian husband, his wife loved him so much. And she always worried. And the husband used it. So when he asked to do something, for example, cook biryani. If not, okay. Do this. If not, and the wife worried. Okay. After 2 years, sometimes maybe she's lazy, don't want to do it, but she worried. So she asked her neighbor, what I have to do, my husband? He always threatening me. If not, just challenge him. If not, what? Something like that. Okay. So when the husband said, do this, if not, and the wife said, if not, what? Husband said, nothing. I just threaten you. Yeah. So, what the first one? Al-Muraqabah. And then? Al-Muhasabah. And then? Al-Mu'ahada. Yeah? Always. Rasulullah said, Jaddidu imanakum biqawli la ilaha illallah. Renew your iman with making dhikr. I have teacher. His name Ustad Mohamad Joban, my teacher. And he always said, Yamutul maru ala ma asha alayh. People are going to die according to his hobby. Be careful your hobby. Huh? You could be die or you're watching football. Touchdown and die. His hobby making dawah. Teach people. He died in the mimbar. He was like this. I was there. I was 7 years old. He said, Yamutul maru ala ma asha alayh. People are going to die according to his hobby. And he said, he ended there, he said, Jaddidu imanakum. Renew your iman. We said, La ilaha illallah. Everybody said, La ilaha illallah, like that. He said, La ilaha illallah. He fell down. And my father was there. So he fell down on my father's side. And he continued, La ilaha illallah. Yeah, that's the hobby. And also, before you die, if you are a good person, the good spirit will welcome you. The good spirit will welcome you. وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. Whoever obey Allah Messenger, Allah will put it together with the prophet, with the righteous, the truthful. And Imam Sheikh Sha'rawi from Egypt, he's very famous, he's good in tafsir Quran. When he give lecture, everybody, I was in Egypt when I was studying. When he gave lecture, tafsir Quran, 8 o'clock, everybody was reminded, hey, 8 o'clock. We are in the cafe. Because he can explain Quran, everybody can understand. The scholar, the regular people, right? So he loved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everybody, what you can see in YouTube also. When he died, he said like this. He was smiling. La ilaha illallah wa annaka Rasulullah wa annaka Rasulullah. La ilaha and you Rasulullah. Why say you? Because he saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your arwah, the ruh that died before. Imagine you die, you see Abu Bakr, Umar, Khadijah. They welcome you. The angel will come to you. Nahnu awliyakum fil hayati dunya. I'm your friend because you are good. Right? And the question, Innal ladhina qalu rabbuna Allah. Those who said our Lord is Allah. Thummas taqamu, and then do istiqamah. You are in America and they do istiqamah. Subhanallah. Tatanazzalu alayhimul malaika. Malaika will come down. When you're going to die, two things will happen. What's that? Fear and sad. Sad because, I will leave my new car. We have new house, not pay off yet. My children still young. Sad. And then you don't know what Allah going to bring you. In that moment, Allah takhafu wa la tahzanu. Fear not and grieve not. Right? And you still fear. And what? وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ. The angel will show you the TV, the screen of Jannah. So therefore, sometimes you see people was scared, okay? Suddenly what? Smiling. I saw that many times. Smiling.
Why smiling? Because Allah saw the Jannah. Like Asya, remember Asya? Asya is the first lady, the wife of Fir'aun. Fir'aun not only, on that time, not only his king, he's what? He called God. Everybody, woman want to be the first lady, right? But she gave up. So Fir'aun get mad and punish her, tie her hand, her leg, and under was the fire, and somebody was beating her from the back. And then she's smiling, suddenly. And Fir'aun become crazy. So look at the crazy woman. We punish her and she's smiling. And Musa came. Asya, why are you smiling? He said, because I did see what he didn't see it. I saw something. What did I see? What's Asya did see? What is her dua? Rabbi ibnili indaka baytan fil jannah. That's her dua. Oh Allah, build for me beside you. Look at her smart. He doesn't say build a house, no. Beside you, you are there. So when Fir'aun is punishing her, Allah saw that house. Right? Yeah. So therefore, be careful with your dream, because your dream tell you about you. If you always have nightmare, be careful, oh man. Right? Because the dream is tell you about you. If you dream you are in Makkah, you are in good mood, that means this is you. Right? Because the Prophet said there's no more wahyu, except what? A dream. And also if you have bad dream, don't tell everybody. Because maybe they make wrong interpretation. Oh man, you have dream? What happened? I fall down from the mountain. Oh, last week somebody told me he died, And you're scared, right? Yeah. Subhanallah. Okay, what's that? The first one, al-muraqabah, and then mu'ahada, muhasabah, and then mu'ahada, right? And then mu'aqabah from the word iqab, mean punishing oneself for mistake committed. Mu'aqabah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran always put the word iqab and thawab, right? Thawab and iqab, reward and punishment. This need, both is we need. Education without this, we will fail. Our children need both. So therefore, when children do something good, don't forget to tell something. Wow, you are my son. That's good. So never, even just small thing. And also try to emphasize, when your son do something good, Allah liked it. Allah liked it. Always connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I forget to tell a story in Malaysia. This is true story. A mother, she always, when she gives something to her son, this is from Allah. Even balloon, candy from Allah. From 5 years old. So now the son loved Allah. He said, Mommy, I want to see Allah. Inshallah in Jannah you will see Allah. Did your son say that? I want to see Allah because our son, our daughter now, my daddy, my mommy, daddy, mommy, everything from mother. So you have to change that. This is from Allah. Even when she lost something, can pray to Allah. The mother tried to find first, and the find again, I can pray to Allah, will find inshallah. Ya Allah, please, you find for me. See, when you make dua to Allah, Allah give you. Right? So the story said, and also before he eat, they always to make dua, Ya Allah, give me food, something like that. So one day, she drove her son to school, and she have to pay bills, and they have traffic jam. Her son, in Malaysia, people came home at 2 o'clock. Wow, 2 o'clock still in the street. She didn't cook yet. So she arrived home maybe 3 o'clock, and he found her son was sitting on the table with the food. The first question said, son, did you pray? He said, yes. This is very important. When you come home, the first question was, did you pray? Because many parents said, did you do homework? Did you eat? No, the first question was, did you pray? So in their mind, the most important is pray. Because my mom, my dad always asked me about that. And he said, who brought you food? And the son said, Mom, you taught me from Allah. Who brought the food? In the Quran said, كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا زَكَرِيَّا الْمِهْرَابَ وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. Every time Zakaria entered the chamber of Maryam, he found what? A fruit. قال يا مريم أنى لك هذا. Maryam, who brought the fruit? What Maryam said? قالت ومن عند الله. It's from Allah. Nobody came. Maryam is not prophet. Right? The boy is not prophet also. If Allah give to Maryam, could be give to, but they have belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very important to put in our children so they love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah don't want to give everything. Right? Sometimes when I was a small kid, I told a story about Jannah, right? And I taught them, say, in Jannah you can fly. You can fly, yeah, you can fly in Jannah. The kid liked it, right? Because in Jannah, sister, Allah will give you whatever you want. وَلَكُمْ مَا تَدَّعُونَ. Right? And the word kun fayakun will give to you. Sister, if you want hamburger, what do you have to do? You have to buy the bread, right? In Jannah, just say hamburger, You want apple, Everything, yeah. That's in Jannah. In Jannah, I thought the students said you're going to meet Ibrahim, Adam, alayhi salam, all the prophets, Omar, Ali. And my son said, he was 6 years on that time, Daddy, if I meet Adam, I will tell him, I know your story. I know your story. Subhanallah. Yeah. So yeah?
We have 2 minutes for Isha.
2 minutes, mashallah, jazakallah khair. So we have finished it. Al-Muraqabah, Al-Muhasabah, Al-Mu'ahada, Al-Mu'aqabah. Mu'aqabah means you punish. When you do something wrong, you punish. Right? For example, like Umar bin Khattab, he was fixing his garden. People passed by. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Wow. Where do you come from? We just finished Asar. Ya Allah, I miss Asar Jama'ah because of my garden. What Umar did? It's not mine anymore. So he gives Ghana as sadaqah. Can you do tomorrow your Honda? Because you missed Fajr, my Lexus. Right? Yeah. So because the time, inshallah, and the last one is Al-Mujahada. Yeah? Struggle. All these 4 need Mujahada. Yeah? So inshallah we'll continue next time I come here, talk about special, about the Mujahada. Yeah? So this 5 things, inshallah, this is the key of success, especially for our children. Yeah? Yeah. I want somebody to repeat it for me. Al-Muraqabah, Muhasabah, Mu'ahada, Mu'aqabah, Al-Mujahada, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, ya Rabbana laka alhamdulillah, wa ala jawajika wa adimi sultanik. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina wa ala sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma ja'al al-Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nura basairina wa jalla husna wa kashfa hamina. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحانك وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.